Hey Sean, it's Ruby here. I haven't heard from you in a while. I was just wondering what you've been up to lately. I was also curious to know when you're going to meet me next. It's been such a long time. Dad also wants to see you as well. You haven't seen him for a while either, Sean. He really wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me, Ruby? Why should I have to go over and see you? I shouldn't have to make such an effort all the time. I shouldn't have to come over and take care of anything. All of the nursing stuff is your job.
Did anyone say anything about you taking care of things or anything like that? I never said that, all right? All I'm asking is for you to come and visit us, especially our dad. He hasn't been feeling very well lately. Could you at least call him, Sean? He would love to hear from you. It might make him feel better. He's been so ill and feeling down in the dumps.
Well, tell me when you're not going to be there, and I'll go over and see him. I don't get why he wants to see me so badly. It's not like he's that ill or anything.
Watch your attitude, Sean. Would you please just cut this crap out? I don't need this from you. How could you talk about our father like this? We're his only kids, and you're acting like you don't care about him? You're so insensitive.
Oh, boo-hoo, Ruby. Of course you always go out of your way to say something bad about me. You always have. 10 years have been and gone, haven't they? He's been bedridden for 10 years, hasn't he? I've been waiting so long for him to leave this earth. I've been waiting so long for my inheritance, and I still don't think I'm gonna see it anytime soon. I really didn't think that he'd survive 10 more years. I'm really sick of waiting, you know.
Oh, Sean, how could you say something so horrible? He's our father, for goodness sake. You should be treating him with a little bit more respect. I think this has probably been the worst thing I've heard come out of your mouth. I can't believe you.
I don't really care what you think, Ruby. I'm just speaking the truth. What's so wrong with that? What's so bad about being open and honest with my family? I'm just saying that this has been a long time coming, and I'm still waiting on my inheritance.
Even though you've been more or less forcing me to take care of our sick father for the past 10 years, that is so messed up, Sean. Our father is very ill, and this could be the last time he ever sees you, but you won't even do that for him? Can't you just show our dad a little bit more kindness? He's dying, Sean. He's the only father we've ever had.
How about you both start showing me a bit more kindness before you start critiquing my actions? If he dies soon, then I can be a landowner and be filthy rich. I'll inherit all of our father's land.
You make it sound like it's an easy thing to do. Why? Wow, you really don't care about anyone, do you? Besides, it's been a long time since our father made any money off of being a landowner.
You've really got no idea what I'm talking about, Ruby. The value of land doesn't decrease that easily. That's why our father can live as he pleases. He doesn't have to worry about anything anymore.
He does what he pleases? Are you for real, Sean? He's been bedridden for 10 years. He can hardly move. Do you really think he's doing whatever he wants with the little life he has left?
Even if you're bedridden, you can still earn money and have a really good lifestyle. I guess he might have enough money to dish out to me if he's lying in bed all day.
He's just using the money that he's saved up all these years. He's no longer in a situation where he can have all the luxuries that he once had.
That's why I'm hoping he doesn't hang around any longer. There'll be no money left if he doesn't. My inheritance will completely disappear if he keeps holding on.
Why are you so hung up on getting an inheritance when you won't even see him? You should probably go to Dad about the money if you want it so badly. He's probably got no idea what you're saying to me. Dad's telling you to come over. Please, just do this for him. He just wants to talk to you and see your face. He's not asking for much.
You're making such a big deal of this. It's very annoying. I'll go over to his house if I can. Not making any promises, though.
Yeah, I can tell you're not. Well, I guess you coming over is never going to happen. You're so stubborn and insensitive. Sean, we really need you over here. Please respond to me when you get this message. Dad is really not doing so well right now. He's in critical condition. He might go at any minute. We really need you here. I've got something really important to tell you, so please get over here as fast as you can.
Oh, really? Oh my god, about time, don't you think? It's finally happening!
Huh? What do you mean? What's finally happening? I am so confused as to what you're talking about.
It's almost time, and I've been waiting so long for this to happen. I can't believe the time has come. Finally, I can get on with my life. Haha. Well, please let me know when the date and time of the funeral has been decided. I'm going to get in contact with my lawyer right away.
What the heck are you talking about? Did you not read any of my previous messages? You know that Dad's still alive, right? There's no plans of any funerals yet. Don't even think about doing anything with your lawyer.
I did read your messages. Didn't you just say that he's in a critical condition? Surely that means he's going to die soon, right? You've always wanted to be free from having to take care of him, right? Can't we just let him die quickly? Then it'll be all over, and we can move on with our lives. I also want my money. I want it in my hands as quickly as possible.
How dare you say such things to me about our father? I don't care about the money. I care about our dad. Just hurry up and get over here. You know you're talking so badly about our father. Our real father? How could you be like this?
Look, I've got no interest in having anything to do with him anymore. I don't care what happens to him. Okay, just let me know when he's dead. You can get in contact with me once the funeral plans have been made.
How dare you act like this? Fine, be that way, Sean. You're a terrible and heartless person, and I don't understand how anyone could like you. I'll just take care of Dad by myself, and I'll stay with him right until the end. He deserves to have some kindness from at least one of his kids.
Hey, sis! Well, that was a fun funeral, now wasn't it? I'm sure our father appreciated the send-off.
How could you say such horrible things all the time? I am so sick of your attitude and what you say to me.
Oh, don't be such a hypocrite, Ruby. I bet you're actually happy now that he's gone, so you don't have to look after him, right? You took care of our father, the landowner, for 10 years, and now he's dead. Now you can finally be free of that role, right?
How could you say something about my father who's only just passed away? Haven't you said enough hurtful things? It's supposed to be a sad time, and I am choosing to be sad over the loss I've experienced, unlike a heartless person like you.
Oh yes, I suppose you can feel however you want. So, I've talked to the lawyer about what's going to happen.
Good for you, Sean. I've actually talked to a lawyer as well. Dad was worried about what would happen to me after he died, so he told me to find a lawyer.
Wow, of course you did what Daddy said. I'm not surprised. You live such a miserable life, don't you, Ruby? Looks like I'm going to inherit all the assets and property that was in my father's name. It looks like you're not getting a single penny of it. Haha. You've taken care of him for so long, and what have you got to show for it? Probably not a lot. Or anything at all, to be honest. Thanks for all your hard work in getting me the inheritance. I'm looking forward to having it.
Huh? I'm confused. What are you talking about, Sean? What do you mean I'm worth nothing?
Did you really have no idea what was going to happen, Ruby? Wow, you really are stupid. It's such a shame that you had to find it all out this way. You cared for our father so much over the last 10 years, but in reality, you meant nothing to our father. He gave you nothing. In the end, I was the cute kid who earned everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're wrong, and that's not what's going to happen, Sean.
All your life has all been for a dusty old rag. Caring for our father got you nothing. Doesn't that suck so much? Well, to be honest, I'm rolling around on the floor laughing about it. It's so hilarious. I can't help but laugh and cry at the same time.
I don't get how you'd find this so funny, Sean. What's the old rag supposed to be about? Me cleaning up after our father? Someone had to.
Even though you cared for our father so much, your efforts were all in vain. You ended up with nothing. Did you really think that if you provided him with love and care, that you'd get your hands on my inheritance? Obviously, you misunderstood the entire process. You wasted a lot of your life because you wasted time on a man who wasn't going to give you a single dime. You could have gotten married and had a lot of children during that time. Your life must be such a disappointment. After 10 years of caring for him, you got no inheritance, so you might as well live in rags for the rest of your life. Of course, being the older brother, I'll inherit all the money. But if you hold a grudge about it, You should be mad at our father for choosing me.
You know what, Sean? Go ahead and take the money. It's all yours. Take it all and don't worry about me.
I've got no need to worry about you. I'm sorry, but things were supposed to be this way.
That's fine, Sean. I don't need any of the money from the inheritance. I don't really need it even if I asked you to give it to me.
What are you even talking about? What's gotten you so high and mighty about this? You seriously don't want any of the cash?
Hey, all I'm doing is staying quiet, brother. I'll hand over the entire inheritance over to you, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm really glad you were able to get what you wanted, Sean.
Also, the beach house by the sea is mine as well. I couldn't forget about that. I've only been there a few times in the past, but it's worth having assets there.
But it's such an old building. What's the point in trying to make money off of it, Sean?
Like I told you before, the value of real estate isn't coming down anytime soon. You really are an idiot when it comes to money and property. But I should expect that of my little sister. You were never as bright as me.
Well, why don't you go to the beach house and check it out? You should see it with your eyes so you can make the right judgment call on it.
That's true. I haven't been there in quite a while. I'll take my girlfriend with me, and we could do a staycation or something. Well, I really can't believe our father has finally died. This is the best thing that has happened to me in such a long time. I'm going to get so much money and have so much land to play around with. It's going to be great!
You are so horrible, Sean. You're the worst brother on earth, and you're a terrible human being with no remorse. Don't contact me anymore. I've decided to disown you because I don't need someone with your attitude in my family. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What the heck? How did you call me? I thought I cut ties with you. Why are you contacting me?
Look, Ruby, that's not important right now. You need to answer your phone when I call. I need to talk to you. It's an emergency.
I've got nothing to say to you, Sean. I don't want you contacting me, but you obviously didn't get the message.
You know how I told you that my girlfriend and I were going to go to the beach house, right? The only thing that was there on the land it's supposed to be on was a rotting house. It's falling apart. Don't tell me that's the luxury beach house. It's more like a ruin than a house. It's as gross as an old rag. This can't be right, can it?
You really like using that word, rag, don't you? You called me one and now the beach house? You're funny, bro. The ruin you spoke of is the beach house, Sean.
No way. That's not it, is it? It's a piece of crap. There's hardly anything left anymore. It's like something from a horror movie. Did I just pay a huge chunk of tax just to inherit this ruin? Isn't it a ruin? It looks like it might be haunted by ghosts or something. I won't be able to live in this crap hole that I inherited. This is just the worst property I've ever seen.
I suppose it is. Apparently that beach house is known by the locals as the haunted house.
Are you kidding me? They actually call it that? Is it actually a haunted house? Has someone actually seen ghosts inside it?
It's such a shame because it used to be a lovely piece of property in the past. Even in the state it was in back then, it was also called a haunted house. Even if you want to sell it, you couldn't sell it because no one would want to step foot inside.
I can't believe this place is still standing! What is this? Some kind of sick joke? Did you know about the state of this place? I heard it was a luxury beach house with all the bells and whistles. How does it look like this?
What are you even talking about, Sean? There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just everything but a luxury beach house. It's still an all-right house. It just needs a little work, that's all.
Are you delusional or something? There's no way this place can be fixed. This house is not even livable, Ruby. It's literally falling apart. Don't you know that I paid a considerable amount of tax just so I could inherit this place? I can't live in it, and I can't sell it.
But you're the one who wanted the beach house. You told me that yourself. You know, I'm glad that things have turned out the way I wanted them to. I wouldn't have any idea what to do with that house in that state. My wish came true. Why don't you just take care of it?
If I had known that the beach house was in this disgusting state, I wouldn't have wanted it from the inheritance. I should have just taken the inheritance money, and I would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
By the way, what money are you talking about again? I'm just a little bit confused by what you're saying.
Huh? How can you not understand what I'm talking about, Ruby? Man, you're so dumb sometimes. I'm talking about the money from our father's inheritance. Since he owned a lot of land, our father's inheritance must be huge, no? I should have gotten that money! He should have gotten rid of such a useless piece of property when he was still alive!
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Sean, but there's no inheritance money.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What do you mean there's no money? Of course there's money! He had so much of it!
Did you really not check his accounts or look into what he actually had, Sean? All that was left was the debt he was in. What money are you talking about, Sean? I guess you never really gave up your inheritance. Didn't your lawyer explain all of this to you? I'm surprised they didn't.
Explain what? What's there to explain? I don't understand what you're saying, Ruby. You're not making any sense.
Well, since it's about you, brother, I don't really know if I need to give an explanation since you know yourself so well. You inherited that beach house before even listening to the full story, I guess. You decided to take the property for yourself and just went right ahead with getting it, right? I guess you didn't even know what kind of inheritance you were truly left with, brother?
Okay, so what if I didn't listen to what my lawyer was saying? They were being a pain and talking about too much legal stuff. But what do you mean about Dad being in debt? I never heard anything about that. How did you know?
I just didn't want to tell you because I thought it would be too much drama for you to handle. You also didn't ask about the situation either, did you? I could have told you.
Stop with this nonsense and just explain to me what's going on here. You're really frustrating me right now. Why is the house like it is?
Actually, I was told all about his debt before he passed away. I knew everything.
You knew? You knew all along and never told me? How could you do this to your own brother?
How about you calm down so you can think rationally about this? Even though he owned land, he was bedridden for 10 years and did nothing about it. The real estate came to a standstill. He opened the beach house himself, so it was up to him to manage it. Once he was bedridden, it was no longer possible for him to take care of the place. Of course, it would have been cleaned a few times a year, but then time passed, he got more sick, and he never rented it to anyone, and he didn't sell it either. That's why it's turned into a ruin.
So I guess that's what happens when you leave a property to rot for 10 years. Why didn't you tell me about the beach house?
Ever since you found out that our father needed full-time care, you've been ignoring us. I also ignored it because I didn't want the place forced upon me, okay? That's why I didn't tell you about it, and also, you never came by to visit, so it was never talked about.
I could have done something about it if you'd at least told me what was going on with the property.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I can't believe that my brother would care about some property that much.
But you knew that it was going to be mine someday since Dad was the one who owned the beach house. Of course I would take that seriously and do something about it. You could have told me.
Well, is there really any more point in talking about this now, Sean? Nothing's gonna change. Besides, it's going to be so difficult trying to maintain it. The property tax is probably pretty high. Everything up until now is turned around and not for the better. He used various services such as accountants. Some properties just fail and then the person ends up in a lot of debt, like our father. After that, it's just a snowball effect and the debt just kept growing bigger and bigger.
Are you kidding me? The debt's just going to keep on increasing even though our dad isn't around anymore?
Of course, no one's trying to pay it off, so interest keeps getting put onto it. You know that this inheritance was not forced upon you. We tried to call you and talk to you before Dad passed away. I got in contact with you so many times, Sean, but you never returned my calls or even tried to visit.
What a cruel thing to say! You're just trying to get back at me for what I said about Dad!
And so I should, because you said so many terrible things. You basically estranged yourself from us. Dad didn't want things to be like this. So I started the procedure of abandoning the inheritance so I could avoid it. I called because I wanted to explain all of this to you. Our dad just wanted us to get along and be happy. He didn't want to leave us with the debt, but it was too big to handle. You were never good at listening to other people. I wanted to explain everything properly, but you never made the effort to come over.
Well, it's because I never thought that you wanted to say something so important. I thought you were just making small talk. Why didn't you say something to me? This is your responsibility now!
It's more your own fault, Sean. You're being so stupid right now. You got greedy and you just wanted to get your hands on some money.
How dare you talk to me like that? How is it not your responsibility? You didn't communicate with me properly!
Oh my god, this is getting too much. I can't deal with your crap anymore, Sean. Dad also gave a message to his lawyer. You were the one who decided to inherit everything without discussing it with Dad first, right? He told the lawyer how disappointed in you he was. I don't even know what else to say to you anymore. This has been your own doing, Sean. Live with it.
How could you do this to me? How is this even possible? I never imagined something like this happening when Dad died. I was supposed to inherit everything from our father and be happy and rich. And now this is what happens when I show up to a rundown place with my longtime girlfriend? It's not fair! Do you know how embarrassed I was to see that house standing there in ruins?
I have no idea, Sean, but I'm sure it must have been so hard for you to handle. What's happened to you has got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a crap what happens to you anymore, Sean. It's only natural for me to feel like this after the way our father and I have been treated, right?
But I'm your brother, Ruby! You can't just leave me to deal with this mess on my own! You also need to take responsibility for the dead and this beach house!
Like I've already said, I'm cutting ties with you. I don't want a horrible person like you being a part of my family anymore. I don't want to be involved with your life. Surely that young girlfriend of yours must have guessed what you're like by now, right? Now you're just a scumbag who's rolling in a lot of debt. You're not a part of this family anymore, Sean.
Okay, so you can say whatever you want, but I can't? What the heck, Ruby? How can you treat me like this? Stop making fun of me!
You treated me like crap before, so why can't I do it now? Isn't it true, though? You're in so much debt now. Dad and I tried to advise you, but you chose to ignore us. You even ignored your own lawyer. How stupid is that? I wasn't the one who didn't listen and ignored the people around me. As a result of your ignorance, you inherited all of our father's debts. And you even inherited that haunted beach house since you paid so much tax on it. It's so lame that I couldn't tell you anything.
Shut up, Ruby! You're just so happy because you didn't open your big fat mouth! You got away with not having to inherit his debts!
You would have taken it all without our permission before I could tell you the truth anyway, Sean.
Then why didn't you just say there was absolutely no money and that Dad was in the red?
Well, it's because I never needed any money in the first place. No matter what, you wouldn't have listened to me.
That can't be true! Everyone wants money since we needed to live a nice life! Especially now that you're a middle-aged single woman! There's no way that you don't want money when you're probably so unhappy with your life!
Stop making things up. You know nothing about my life. I'm actually married to Dad's lawyer, so no, I'm not single, Sean.
What? Really? Since when have you been married? I had no idea that this happened!
I wanted to get married while Dad was still alive, as it would give him a bit of peace of mind. We'd been dating for a while, but then we decided to get married. But at least Dad gave me a property that's worth something.
Huh? What are you talking about? What could he have possibly given you if he was in so much debt?
He gave me an actual property, not a ruin. He renovated it at his own expense and rented it out. I'm now living there, comfortable and paying rent.
Are you kidding me? You've been hiding this the entire time? Are you for real? That property should be mine!
Why don't you renovate that ruin you own yourself? Maybe you could make some money off of it if it looks good enough. But since you've got all that debt to pay off, maybe it might be impossible to do that. Well, I guess I should wish you luck on your ventures.
Renovate the beach house? But it's completely in ruins! You can't be serious!
I honestly don't care what you do anymore, Sean. You're on your own. I wonder which one of us will be living a life in rags from now on. In the end, Ruby abandoned her brother Sean and cut ties with him. It seems like she's living a peaceful life without him bothering her. Meanwhile, Sean's been forced to live in an abandoned beach house. He was deep in debt and his girlfriend dumped him. It seems like the land was taken by a debt collector until Sean could somehow get the money to pay off the debt. Unfortunately for him, the debt still remains as he struggles to make repayments. Greedy people like Sean will almost always end up in a worse position because they're too blind to see any faults. Let's hope he can learn a little bit from his mistakes and be more considerate towards other people. Maybe his personality might improve, but we all know that it's likely impossible.
Hey, Mark, where the hell are you? I've been looking around everywhere for you and I can't find you.
Mr. Brett, how you doing, sir? I've already left the office for the day. Is there something I can help you with, sir? I've already got on the bus home, though.
What the hell, Mark? You can't just leave on your own whim.
I'm sorry, sir. I just finished all the work that I needed to finish for the day, so I headed home. I did say something to you before I left the office like I normally do, but I'm not sure you heard me.
I don't really give a rat's ass, Mark. I didn't hear you say anything to me. Just hurry up and get your ass right back over here.
What do you mean right now? You want me to turn around? Did something happen that needs my attention? I thought I finished everything.
We're gonna go out for a few drinks tonight.
Wait, what?
You're always so annoying when it comes to going out for drinks and whatnot with your coworkers. I'm gonna make sure that you come today. You have to come today. You're not gonna be able to run away from this anymore.
No, I don't really drink at all. Not even a little sip. I think you know that though, right, Bus? I'm pretty sure I've told everyone around the office, including you, that I can't drink any alcohol. And that's the only reason that I don't really attend any of the drinking parties that everyone invites me out to. I usually do go to the parties that don't really revolve around alcohol though, like the new employee welcoming parties and whatnot.
I understand, but I don't have anyone around here that's willing to go out and have drinks with me, and the only person that I can think of is you. You've never actually come out with me to drink when it's a party that I've hosted. You need to get over here right now. Don't make any more excuses. You have no right to refuse this time. You must come.
But I literally told you that I can't drink.
I don't really care if you can't drink, Mark. You need to come and be around your boss while he drinks and talks to you. That's part of your job description, don't you understand?
I mean, okay, I kind of understand that logic, even though I don't completely agree with it, but I've already gone home for the day, so would it be alright if I go out with you another day, sir?
If you don't come right now, I'm gonna have you fired.
Wait, what? Fired?
You heard me. I didn't stutter. The sales record in our departments have been going down because you're such a drag and you never come out. You're causing unduly stress on the department. If you consider the fact that you're causing unduly stress to the people in the department, doesn't that make you reconsider coming? I would really hope that such an excellent team player such as yourself would come back and go out with me.
I'm not sure that logic sticks at all, and I'm pretty sure it's a stretch, sir. I'm no expert in HR, but I don't think any of that works. Okay, whatever, I'll go. Give me 1 second to turn back around, though. I'm not gonna drink, so I'm gonna drive my car back, though. I hope you can at least understand that. I was planning on heading home at least once anyway, so I'll drop off and pick up some stuff along the way.
You better haul your little ass, boy. I'll let you know as soon as the store is decided, got it? I want you to come over to the store that I've said I want to go to.
If possible, sir, would you be able to pick a store that has a parking lot? It would really be appreciated.
You really are such a drag, huh? Stop being so picky! Shut up and hurry up, get over here. I'm allowing you to come to my drinking party. You should be honored that you're invited to come.
A drinking party? Party means that there will be other people joining us, right? Who else is going?
It's just gonna be me and you, buddy. You should be excited, just the two of us.
I'm not sure I'd call that a drinking party, sir. I don't drink at all, and you're just gonna be drinking whatever you want to drink all alone. If anything, it's more like a party for me to observe you just drinking alcohol while I sip on some juice or something. Do you really need me to go there for that?
Shut up! You're just coming up with more excuses and reasons not to come. Hurry up and get your ass over here.
Okay, sir, I'll be on my way. As soon as I make it back home, I'll grab my car and stuff and drive over to whatever store you choose out. But I want you to know that I've got work tomorrow, so I have to go home as soon as we're done, and I can't stay out too late. If that's okay with you, then I'll head over.
Yeah, I'll think about letting you go when I decided that it's okay for you to go home. When I say, okay, Mark, you've really outdone yourself, go ahead and go home now, that's when you may go home. Otherwise, you're staying.
I'm not sure how that's fair at all for me. I have work tomorrow. Whatever, the bus is about to be at my stop, so I'm gonna start walking home now. As soon as you figure out a place to drink, just let me know, okay, sir?
Gotcha, hell yeah. Alright, do me a favor and hurry up, yeah? I don't like waiting.
If it's around the company, then I could probably make it there in about 30 minutes or a little less. I'll be walking home now, we're at my stop. See you later.
Wait, hang on. Where did you park your car again, Mark? I need to know right now.
Parked it right in front of the store, sir. Why? Is that something that you wanted?
Oh, right, the parking lot. Okay, I gotcha. Give me 1 sec, buddy.
Wait, hold on, you're in the parking lot, sir? Or are you about to go out to the parking lot right now? I thought that you had gone to the bathroom this whole time. You didn't tell me you were leaving. You were pretty darn drunk, sir. Are you sure you should be out walking around alone? Do you think that you can make it back on your own? You want me to pay the bill so we can leave the store now?
No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna borrow this car right now.
Wait, hang on, what? What are you talking about, sir? What do you mean you're just gonna borrow the car right now?
I saw the keys in your jacket hanging on the hanger. It was dangling all shiny like, so I went ahead and did what I do. I borrowed it without permission.
Wait, I seriously can't find my keys right now. I'm not sure I understand what you're doing, sir.
I didn't come here with my car today. I left work on foot. If I try to go home using a cab or Uber or something, it's just gonna cost me money that I didn't need to spend. If I go home using the bus, it's gonna take me even longer than if I just borrowed a car that's conveniently placed right in front of me. That's why I've decided to allow you to lend me your car.
Wait, what? What do you mean, lend you my car? You want to borrow my car right now? If you want me to drive you to your house, I'll gladly drive you to your home. I don't know where you live, but I'm sure it's not too close, right? I'll go ahead and drive you.
No, seriously, don't worry about it. I can make it home by myself, thanks for the help.
What do you mean, thanks for the help? I didn't say that I would lend you my car, because I'm not going to lend you my car. Even if you hire someone to drive the car for you, please don't use my car to drive. I'm not giving you permission at all. Whatever, I'm just going to take care of the bill for now, and then we can talk about it, And is that going to be okay with you?
I'm going to borrow your car, Mark, and I'm gonna go home. What are you talking about, having someone drive the car for me? You must be crazy. Why would I ask someone else to drive? I can just drive myself, you idiot. Oh, what, did you think that I don't have a driver's license or something? I've been driving since before you were born, boy.
What? I think you're missing the point here, Brett. I really didn't think that you didn't have a license or anything. I just know that right now you're in no condition to be operating any kind of heavy machinery, including my car. I know how much you've had to drink, sir, and it's kind of alarming to me that you don't seem to know. You really can't be drinking and driving right now. Please come back and give me the keys.
Okay, I'm gonna go home now, so shut up. I'll give you your stupid car back tomorrow, okay?
What? What the hell are you talking about, Brett? Stop! Are you seriously trying to drive right now? No! You need to come back right now! Don't do it! I'm waiting for the check, so you just need to hang on just a moment. Please don't go driving my car while we're that drunk.
Ooh, sorry to break it to you, Mark, but you can just try and make it home on your own. Alrighty, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Later!
Boss? What's going on? Where the hell did you go, sir? You can't just take someone's car without their permission and drink and drive like that. Please come back right now! Brett, please answer the phone right now. You're worrying me.
Damn, Mark, I crashed the car.
Wait, what? Where the hell are you, sir? I've been trying to reach you for the longest time.
I don't know if your car's even drivable anymore. It might be totaled. I kinda crashed the car, so I drove away to make sure no one would see me.
Wait, what? What are you doing? You need to stop playing games right now. What in God's green earth are you talking about right now?
If you tell the company about any of this happening, you're fired, got it?
Wait, what? Are you being dead serious right now? Please tell me you're joking. Is this real life? Or am I in some really bad dream? First, you steal your co-worker's car key without him knowing about it, before you commit Grand Theft Auto. Then you decide you're totally fine to drive while intoxicated before crashing the car. Then, to top all of this off, you're currently blackmailing me by threatening to fire me if I say anything about anything. I feel like you're seriously losing your mind, Brett. You've just gone completely off the deep end.
Just promise me, damn it. I don't care about anything else. Promise me that you will not tell the company. If you don't understand that, then I'm going to fire you. It's that simple. Promise or be fired. Which is it gonna be?
You're just full of surprises, aren't you, Brett? I can't believe the nerve, the audacity you have to come at me with threats right now. Didn't your mom teach you any kind of manners or any semblance of common sense? I really can't believe what's going on. I feel like it's just some terrible TV show.
Oh my god, stop the rambling. Just shut up and swear you won't tell anyone. If you don't want to be fired, you will not be telling the company about anything that happened tonight. Do you understand?
I've always had a sneaking suspicion that you're a piece of shit, you know? I just didn't realize that it was this bad. You're seriously way too rotten for your own good. You're gonna completely ignore the fact that you wrecked my car while driving under the influence, and threaten to fire me if I tell the company about what happened tonight. You really think that you're able to decide whether or not I get fired after this whole ordeal?
Of course I'm able to fire you. I'm literally your boss. If you don't listen to everything I say, then you're going to be fired. That's how this whole place food chain works. How have you not figured this out already after being an adult for so long?
You know, I'm kind of impressed that you're not embarrassed by what you're saying right now. I think I understand what you're trying to tell me right now. Which I didn't, though.
Okay, so that means you swear then, right? You don't tell the company that I crashed your car because I was drinking and driving. You keep it to yourself. If you don't want to be fired, then you need to listen to the orders that I give you as your boss without any complaints, got it?
Yes, sir, I read you loud and clear.
Alrighty, that's all I wanted to hear from you.
I swear to you that I won't be telling the company about any of this at all. That's all you want me to swear about, right?
I'm glad that you're on board with this. You've really made me feel better. I might even be willing to help you out a little bit. Maybe I can put in the good word for you to be promoted later on, huh? How do you feel about that? You should be happy right now.
Okay, sure, and? Where are you right now?
Huh? What?
I'm saying, where is my car located right now, and where are you? Are you still with my car?
No, I'm already heading home in a taxi already. I'm about halfway home from where I crashed your car. Your crashed car is in some corner somewhere. I screwed it up by handling it and I hit the lamppost somewhere. It kinda just snuck up on me, you know what I mean? Some old-ass dude was mumbling something when I got out of the car, but I'm sure it'll all be okay, you know?
You're seriously the worst scum of the earth.
I'm so glad and relieved that you swore to me that you won't tell anyone. If this kind of thing leaks into the company, you have no idea what kind of mess I would be in. It would start affecting my trust among the other companies and people around me, you know? I want to just avoid all the annoying things that could get a little hairy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would assume so. I think that most people would think that normally. And if I was just a regular employee, I might have just listened to what you had to say and took it to heart. I might have just actually done everything that you wanted me to do with no questions asked.
What? What are you talking about? Wait, you're not planning on snitching, are you? That's what you're gonna do, isn't it? You swore to me. You swore that you wouldn't tell the company about any of this at all!
I won't tell anyone about this. At least not to our company.
What are you trying to say right now, Mark?
You're just concerned with me not telling the company. If I don't tell them, you're happy, right? That means that if I go directly to the police without talking to the company, then I'm not breaking any promises and you shouldn't have any problems with it.
Wait, what? The police?
You realize that my vehicle was involved in a traffic accident by a drunk driver who stole my keys from my jacket while I wasn't looking. I don't know how many felonies that is, but I'm sure it's more than enough to send you to jail. Did you really think that I would just let all of this go? That I would just close my eyes and pretend nothing happened? You really need to start snapping out of it. Maybe you're still drunk or something. Did you really think you can just get away with this terrible crime? That you can just run away and blackmail me to get away with all of it?
Wait, hang on a second. The police? You must just be yanking my chain, right? You're joking?
Yeah, I'm not joking at all. Why would I be yanking your chain about something this serious? You realize that I'm a victim in all of this, right? You stole my vehicle. You didn't just take the last piece of my gum.
No, come on. I didn't steal it. It's not like that. I just borrowed it for a little bit, man. I was totally planning on returning it to you by tomorrow, man. No harm, no foul, right?
I'm sorry, but I can't keep up with the drunk ramblings of some old criminal who wants to make a bunch of excuses. I'm going to be reporting this to the police and authorities. Of course, I'll be submitting all evidence of you drinking and driving to the authorities as well. Don't worry about that.
Wait, what? Why? That drinking and driving part had nothing to do with anything.
I know that you ran away because you wanted to avoid being caught and driving, right? I'm not an idiot, sir. Please don't treat me like one. You're not going to be getting out of this with some excuses. You're going to have to face your crimes. The store is the security cameras, and I'm positive that you're in them. You were caught drinking and a few minutes later stealing my keys, and yet another few minutes later driving away in a stolen vehicle. Even if none of the security cameras worked, the store employees definitely know that you were drinking. It's not like you had a single beer or anything. You practically single-handedly drank them dry. I think we have more than enough evidence to prove this. I'm of course going to testify against you, by the way. Like I said earlier, you're definitely not going to get away with this.
Hang on, Mark, let's just take a breather for a second. Let's just both calm down and talk about this like civilized men.
I think I'm actually pretty calm considering the situation you threw me into. Let's just recap what happened. You stole my car keys from my jacket while I was in the bathroom. Then you proceeded to steal my vehicle and crash it into a lamppost. I'm actually kind of impressed by how calmly I'm handling the situation myself.
I see, and I understand. You're totally right, Mark. I can totally see how you feel. But you gotta understand it from my view. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen. I really was just surprised that lamppost turned out to be a lot closer to the car than I'd realized. You realize that literally no one in this world drives expecting to be in a car accident, right?
The point is, you were so intoxicated, you couldn't see the difference between Satan and God himself. You were that inebriated that yet you're still trying to get in your co-worker's car without his permission to drive yourself home. You're nuts! Besides, your one wish was that I don't tell anything to the company. Well, your wish has come true. I'm not going to tell the company. If I'm keeping my side of the promise and not telling the company, you really have no reason to complain at all.
What? What the hell are you talking about, Mark? You know exactly what I meant. I'm not sitting here trying to listen to you joke about me this whole time. I need to talk seriously. Stop talking crazy about the police or something, man. You can't do that to me. I guess you're okay with being fired and being jobless, huh? You're gonna be evicted and homeless if you do that.
I really don't think that if you do somehow manage to fire me, or try to fire me anyway, that the HR guys are really gonna take you seriously and just let this go unnoticed. They prefer to not have any kind of lawsuits.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Whatever, your trust is gonna disappear. It's just not gonna exist anymore amongst your peers. I mean, to be fair, I don't think most of the people in the office trusted you at all to begin with, but I digress. You're gonna cause this whole ruckus and headache for me and still try to threaten to fire me? Are you being serious right now? Let's just be real, Brett. You're not gonna be able to do that. Just use the 2 brain cells you have available to you. I'm just a regular old victim in all this. I've done nothing wrong or worthy of being fired at all.
No, come on, calling yourself the victim now? That's exaggerating a little bit, don't you think?
Do you realize what you've done to me, Brett? You stole my car and then proceeded to wrap it around the lamppost. You bet your sweet ass I'm gonna have you pay me in full for a replacement, or at least have it repaired. You're also gonna have to face the fact that you were drinking and driving. There's no getting away from that. Is that all really that crazy to say? I feel like it's all pretty common sense, right? You have to take responsibility for your own actions.
Hang on, you're seriously gonna do this to me? What the hell did I ever do wrong? Come on, Mark, calm down. I just had to do the right thing for me at the time, man. I wanted to drive myself home because I wanted to save a little time and money. Why does all this have to happen to me? I didn't do anything wrong. Why would you have to do this to me?
This literally wouldn't happen if you just didn't take my car. Have you finally learned your lesson that if you do something wrong, it's gonna come back to you in a worse way? You cannot be drinking and driving, ever. It's never gonna be acceptable. And even if I don't tell the company about any of it, they're definitely gonna find out on their own. You're gonna get fired from the company, and you might even end up with a criminal record for all of this. You realize that that's the consequence for everything that you've done today?
Please, I'm begging you, don't file a report with the police. Please, just take it all back. Don't do it.
I'm gonna give you a solid and resounding no. I'm reporting this.
Why the hell would you do that? I'm your boss, okay? Don't you understand that you need to listen to me? I've already been taking great care of you up until this point as my employee. You don't feel like you owe me anything? Like you can't just let this little thing go by just this once?
I'm only doing the right thing, Brett. This isn't personal towards you. You're the one that did the wrong thing, and now you're trying to cover your tracks so that no one finds out. Yeah, you're in the wrong.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's not entirely wrong, but...
Have you finally figured out that maybe you're in the wrong after I broke it all down for you? I'm gonna go report this whole thing to the police now, and have them file a report. It might be better off for you if you just turn yourself into the police before they launch a formal investigation. I'm sure you're just gonna get caught anyway, Mr. Criminal. Mark ended up going to the police immediately and filed a police report, claiming that his boss had stolen his vehicle and drove it intoxicated, later crashing into a lamppost. He was in hiding for the first day of it, probably because he was too scared to move, but the police showed up to his office and they apparently arrested him on the spot. Talk about poetic justice. Of course, this whole thing became an issue for the company and he was fired on the spot, no questions asked. People around him were also pretty taken aback by what they had heard that he did, and no one wanted to have his back for any of it. Mark was actually promoted because he took the brave steps in calling out someone's bad actions, even when they were potentially catastrophic repercussions. Brett didn't realize that his actions would cost himself his career and potentially several years of his life. Since Mark wasn't going to be seeing Brett anymore, he didn't seem to care about it at all. Brett really shouldn't have tried to use Mark the way he did, because Mark had a strong sense of right and wrong. I guess that's where Brett completely ran out of luck.
That lunch you made for me today was so awful that I had to throw it straight into the trash. I had to eat out once again, which cost me more of my money. Do you think you could try a little harder to be at least decent at cooking for me? Seriously, you are so bad at what you do that it's shocking me.
You threw your lunch away yet again? Well, I'm not cooking for you anymore then. You're just wasting all the ingredients I buy anyway, so you're better off without a lunch from me. I mean, I've had to give up my free time making those lunches, so I think I'll go back to using that time for my job. So from now on, you can continue eating out, please.
Huh? You are really asking your husband to start eating out for lunch now? Are you trying to say you're fine with me gorging myself on burgers and fries every day and growing unhealthy?
Did I just say that? Because what I remember just saying to you was that if you don't like what I make you for lunch, you can handle lunch on your own then. How about you start making your own lunch to bring to work? I mean, I am far more busy than you are with my work, so it only makes sense for you to handle that.
What was that? Are you trying to tell me you hate cooking for me?
I'm the one paying the loan on this house, Phil. And so far, I've been the only one getting any of the chores done around this house. Yet you continue to say I'm bad at what I do, like I'm useless to you. What's that all about, Phil?
You talking back to me like that right there? It's proof that you're not a good enough wife for me. Normally, a proper wife would never talk back to her husband at all, and would only speak to apologize. This is all proof that you are a terrible woman and a completely helpless wife.
Terrible woman and helpless wife? I like that you'll call me that when you're the worst person on this planet.
I should have gone with a better woman than you back then. You are no use to me and a total waste of my money.
And what exactly about me is so useless to you? Because as far as I'm aware, you can't even clean your own dishes after you're done eating, or do your own laundry when it gets all stinky. If you are really that upset with what I'm making for you, then go ahead and gorge yourself on fast food.
You don't seem to understand how much I provide for you with my income, do you?
What?
would much rather eat out all the time instead of eat whatever slop you're cooking up. But the only way to make money in this world is by working for it. I'm already just barely making ends meet before the end of the month. So that's why I've had to struggle so long eating the crap you serve me. But today, I think I've had enough.
And if you're going to complain that much about my cooking and complain that much about spending money by going out to eat, why not just make your own food? It's really not that hard, okay?
Enough of that crap from your mouth. You really want me to start getting the divorce papers ready again? You don't seem to be very thankful for all I offer this household. So I'll hand them in to the courthouse and end you. Is that what you want me to do, Mia?
You're going on about divorcing me again? This is like the 5th time now you've threatened me with divorce. I'm the one that's paying for our house every month, yet I still haven't gotten one thank you out of you. And when we have fights like those where you begin to lose, you just pull out the divorce card to make yourself the winner? What a loser you are. I'm the one that wants you to be thankful for what I do for us for once.
I have no reason to thank you. You're a no good wife, and I want you gone.
What? You want me gone? From where? The house that I'm paying the loan off on right now?
That's right. I've already got the divorce papers in my hand right now, and am ready to hand them in.
Ugh. I am so over this. I just can't keep going at all of this with you when you're going to act like a child. Go right ahead and eat out today. You still have the money to do that, right?
I sure will go out and eat. Again. I don't even want to come home for dinner today, because I'd have to see your face. I'll leave the paperwork at home for you. So make sure you fill out your half.
When you keep talking to me like I'm nothing more than a waste of time for you, you really put out the flame of whatever love there was left for you. Be careful from now on, Phil.
Why, when I say I have no more money, are you not making me a lunch to bring to work? Are you trying to make it seem as though I have no right to eating lunch?
You complained a ton about the lunches I was making for you before, so I'm not doing it now. You hate what I make for you, right?
I saw you making your own lunch for today, but you made nothing for me to bring in? What the hell is wrong with you, Mia? Are you even my wife anymore when you do things like that?
Ugh. I'm sorry, but I don't think I am your wife anymore. But don't worry, because it's not going to be much longer before my love is completely gone. It was already pretty messed up of you to always threaten me with a divorce when you'd begun to lose the fight we had. I'm the one paying off this house, so a thank you would really help your case out right now.
I could pay for this house if I wanted to. So stop acting like you're some kind of god when you bring that up.
What? I wonder if you really could pay for this house, Phil. I think that'd actually be pretty difficult for you, but...
What are you talking about now? I could pay that loan every month and still have money left over to save up. It's only around $200 a month for this place, right?
Are you certain of that? $200 a month?
Please, you do nothing but work a small-time job and come home to slack off all day, so you barely even have enough for this house. Maybe if you actually did start cooking for me again, I'd be willing to take over for you and pay this house off as well. But I won't be able to do that now because you won't cook for me anymore, and I have to eat out every day. I'm left with no money now because you're such a useless wife, and I think that it's time you really started to understand that.
I see. So if I were to leave the house, you'd be able to handle all of this with your income?
I sure could. I'll go ahead and pull out that divorce paperwork out again if you want. You are a complete waste of my time and a total disgusting woman. That $200 a month isn't anything to me, so forget bragging about that. I'm seriously fed up with you, always talking back to me, so get the hell out of the house.
You'll become homeless, Phil. Is that what you want?
You're the only one that'll be homeless after this is all over.
No, you are the one that'll be without a home if you choose to divorce me.
And I'm the one telling you to get out of the house. You should be able to understand what I'm saying. So, get the hell out of the house right now. I'm taking that divorce paperwork to the courthouse today on my way home.
There's no need to do that now.
And why's that? Are you going to tell me that you finally don't want me to kick you out and divorce you after all? Well, if that's what you want, quit it with all that childish backtalk and start behaving like you are thankful for everything I do for you.
That's not what I meant by that. I already filled out and signed those divorce papers you had last time.
Huh?
I'm planning on handing those in for you right now, so you don't have to worry about going to the courthouse on your way home now. And actually, you won't even have to worry about coming back here. Now, I'm on my way to the courthouse to end all this fighting once and for all.
Are you actually sure you'll be able to handle all this? I can imagine it all right now. You're going to hand in those papers, and the next thing you know, you won't be allowed back into my house and will cry as you figure out that you're the one becoming homeless.
You really think that's going to be you, Phil? I'm going to warn you right now that I know you're not going to listen to what I've said, so I'm no longer going to try saving you. So like you've always been asking for, I'll leave your sight for good. However, you will probably start to regret things come next month. But you chose this outcome for yourself, so you'll have to suck it up and figure things out on your own.
Hey, what is this? The amount I'm being asked to pay this month for the loan is weird.
What's that? Why are you wanting to talk to me now?
I took a look at how much I'd be needing to pay this month for the loan on the house. The bank is asking me to pay $2,500 this month. What is this all about? They must have made some kind of mistake in their system or something, right?
So, you've finally come around to learning how much it costs to afford that house then? And I'm assuming right now your heart is beating out of your chest right now because you've had to come all the way to me to talk about this. But Phil, it's too late to be asking me about your problems now.
What do you mean too late? What is going on with the bank asking me to pay this kind of money? I have no reason to be paying this much for the loan this month. Did you end up saying something to the bank or doing something to make them charge me this much?
How would I have been able to make them hike up the price? What would I have said to them? For the past year now, I've been paying $2,500 a month for that house. Were you not aware of that?
Huh? You've been paying this kind of money?
You always told me I was a horrible wife and completely useless to you before. But I was paying $2,500 every month to the bank in order to pay off the loan on that house for us. And I had to pay all that myself because my pile of crap ex-husband couldn't be bothered with helping out.
Huh? Pile of crap ex-husband? Are you talking about me? What is wrong with you calling me something like that?
You're the frickin' idiot that thought I was paying only $200 a month for that house. I think you deserve to be called a pile of crap after what you've done to me, thinking you were some kind of god compared to me. If the loan really only required you to make payments of $200 each month, then I think you could manage that. But in reality, it's not that little of an amount. So give up, Phil. You're not going to be able to pay for that place, right?
Are you really saying that this whole time you've been paying $2,500 a month for this place? You have no reason to have been paying that much. Heck, you shouldn't have a reason to be able to afford that much. You just can't pay that with your job.
I thought you had a better understanding of all this. I bet you did know I was paying that much for the place, but chose to ignore that fact in order to make yourself look better than me. How lame, Phil. I told you a month ago that you wouldn't be able to afford the place if you kicked me out, and that you'd become homeless. I made sure to warn you of this happening, didn't I?
I remember you saying that, but I had no reason to believe you. I thought that since you were paying for the place, it would be a piece of cake to make those same payments on my own.
And that was only you thinking that would be the case, right? You didn't bother to look into what amount I was paying and instead chose to completely ignore it. Well, I already knew you wouldn't be able to pay for that place anyway, so I'm having it sold.
You're selling the house? What do you mean?
I mean, that house will be bought by someone else and they'll start living there now. I've already put the place on the market, so you'd better hurry it up and get out of there.
Huh? Why are you doing all of that without telling me? This is my house, you idiot.
This is my house? Duh. I was the one paying the loan with my name on the frickin' place. You can't even afford the house anyway.
Shut the hell up. But I've been living in it for the past month now.
You haven't been doing so legally. You can't pay for that place, so good luck paying for this month's loan. And it was never even your place to begin with, hence why I chose to have it sold. Sorry, Phil, but if you really wanted to call the place your house, then you should have co-signed on it and maybe paid for part of the loan. But since you didn't, I have the right to the place and the right to sell it when I please. My name is on it, so it's all mine.
Wait, your name's really on this house?
The fact that you didn't even know that just goes to show that you were finished from the start. It really is a mystery to me why you thought this whole time that the house was yours, and that you thought you could pay for it.
A mystery? I'm the husband of this house. Do you really think you can talk to me that way?
Oh my God. We had a divorce a month ago, remember? Let's start using that head of yours for once so that I don't have to sit here all day explaining your whole life story to you. You kicked me out of the house even though you can't afford it. And you also didn't even know that I was the one with my name on the place. So you're not going to be able to squat in that place anymore. What the hell were you thinking when you kicked me out of that house again? It was always well known that if you divorced me and kicked me out of there, you'd have hell to pay. What happened to the brain you should be using to understand all that? You leave it back at work or something?
I didn't actually think that you'd want to get a divorce from me. And I was seriously thinking that you only had to pay $200 a month for the loan on this house.
I think that was just a dream you were having the whole time or something. Maybe that's all what you told yourself so that you could keep acting like a selfish little brat.
Well, my coworker said to me that that's the amount he pays every month for his place.
You're kidding me, right? You were comparing the loan we pay off for our house to the place one of your other coworkers has? Who was it?
Sanders?
Oh, Jesus. Sanders is living in an older house in the middle of town that he's reforming, right? Also, he bought that place 10 years ago, so he doesn't have much left to pay for on that place. You made a huge mistake comparing his old house to that newly built modern home that we've been living in, you dunce. Did you also forget that I wanted to pay off the loan on the house as soon as possible, and that's why I chose that monthly rate?
Now that you mention it, I do remember agreeing to us taking out that kind of loan. But that was over a year ago now, so of course I'd forget something like that.
Forgot about something so important in less than a year. I cannot believe you right now, Phil. I want to know how you've made it this far in life when you don't have a brain in that head helping you out.
I do have a brain in my head, and I have been doing just fine. Well, who cares? I'll forgive you for what you've been doing this time.
What was that? What are you forgiving?
I'm saying you can come back and live in this house with me. I'm sure you want to make things better between us again, right? So you are allowed to come back and live in this house with me. I have always thought of you as a terrible wife, but I guess I was getting some use out of you after all.
Dang. Did you really just say that to me? Who the hell do you think's going to come back to a load of garbage like you?
Huh? Why not? I'm telling you, you can come back here to live with me. Stop playing games with me and come back home.
Hey, Phil, the way you're saying all of that to me right now is so disgusting that I just can't be serious anymore. When I said we divorced, that means you and I are divorced. Do you understand what that word means?
Huh? What do you want me to say right now?
Dang, I don't actually know what else to say to you. I thought I made everything clear as day to you, but perhaps you just need to experience the hell you asked for in person. Just know that you're nothing more than a complete stranger to me now. I'm not coming back over there because I've already moved away, and I don't even want to have anything to do with your butt anymore. This is what you deserve, Phil. You're going to become homeless, just like I said, and you're going to like it.
Why are you saying things like that to me now? I just happened to not realize all that stuff before, right? What am I supposed to do now if you don't come back to me? I'm going to lose the house, and I'll have nothing.
You're asking me that? Go back to your office or wherever you left your brain at and put it back into your head and think of what to do yourself. I'm a stranger to you now, and that house wasn't even yours to begin with. If you really want my answer of what you should do now, I'd say just give up and go rot away somewhere that you won't cause anyone else any problems.
You and I have been together for such a long time though, Mia. Throwing me away like this out of nowhere is a horrible thing to do to me. Why don't you think a little more about how this will affect me?
I'm not going to think about you. Screw that. Who was the one constantly calling me a bad wife in the first place? Calling me a horrible woman and useless? You had all the fun you could have calling me such hurtful things without ever thinking about how it'd affect me. Well, we're nothing now, so I'm free to do whatever I want. It's amazing to think that living by myself now could be so much better than having a man like you constantly degrading me.
Mia, I'm asking you to please come back to me. I want us to go back to the life we've lived before.
You might want to go back, but I sure as hell don't. You had your chance, Phil, but you blew it very badly and will now pay the price. To think that life without you would be this wonderful was never something I had thought about before. I hope you'll have as much fun as I'm having now when you find your new home. Ah, but you don't have any money in your savings, so scrap that whole part about finding a new home. Now, would you please get lost? The pile of garbage will now have a chance to go live in the dump where he belongs. In the end, Phil was met with the reality that Mia had been telling him about for a while now. He became homeless and started to miss work a lot, resulting in him losing his job within that company. He tried so hard to get Mia to come back and help him, and even rekindle their burnt-out relationship. But Mia continued to ignore him, which soon began to work on him. At this point, Phil has started to become aware of the fact that he's a useless human that can't seem to do anything right. He even tried to send her one last message by apologizing for all the terrible things he'd done, but Mia left him on red again. And ever since that text, he's not said another word to her. Without a home to live in, nor a job to make some money from, I'm not really sure how Phil is going to get by. Right now, he just wanders the streets at night, eating from the trash cans, and during the day sleeps under bridges to try and gain some energy again. It seems that the childish and selfish ex-husband has finally met the depressing fate he was always destined for.